Small forwards?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. Small forwards. Number 5. I'm gonna kick us off with this one.
Go
And
on.
I've got, you know, this man right here. This man right here, this top 3 favorite players of for me, my favorite player, one of my favorite players. Not ever, not top 3 ever. I'm just like my favorite players, and that's Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, I've got Melo. Um, number 5. Some he does have the longevity. Some might say, in the 2010s. You know, some might say his prime was with the Nuggets. But he still had 2 seasons here. Um, Carmelo with the Nuggets. And he averaged 25, 20, 25, 25, 26, 22, 28 with the Knicks, winning the scoring champion, 27, 24, 21, 22, all the way to 2016. And a lot of people say again, this man's not going to the playoffs. But I don't get why people just like to just say, because people aren't going to playoffs. Like it's one person can win the ring each year. Like it's not easy to win the ring. Like it's one team can win it. Not all 30. Like it's not like there's 5 rings being thrown out to teams every single year. Like it's hard to win a ring in this league. So like I have Carmelo Anthony here for all these reasons. You know, I just feel like he's the best. He's one of the best ISO players of all time. Definitely top 5. Best jab step of all time. One of the best scorers of all time. Definitely top 10 in there. Um, I have Carmelo Anthony at numero 5.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think we're gonna have the same list. To be honest with you, because I've Carmelo
Mm-hmm.
Anthony number 5 as well, and I think it was almost. I would almost say it's debatable between 4 and 5. But I think I assume you have the same number 4 as
Number
me.
4, you have Paul George.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, Paul George. You could argue he's just been well. He's had a few years because he's had 2024 and 15 he had an injury, so he didn't really play a lot. But apart from that, he's averaged 20 plus points ever since 2013. Was terrific at the Pacers. Was an MVP candidate in 18-19 with the Thunder. Also because of that, getting an All NBA first team, which is pretty impressive, and also led the league in steals. And also with the Clippers, making a pretty formidable partnership with Kawhi, but Clippers did clip in the end. But despite that, I mean, we've mentioned it before. One of the most complete players in history, to be honest with you. He's great defensively, complete offensively. Like such a good player. Such a good player.
No holes in his game. Not a single
Mhm.
hole. I'll let you do. I presume you have Kawhi Leonard 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about Kawhi because you are the Spurs fan.
Now, before I still don't hate him as much as others do. I mean, the way he left was a bit eh. Um, but again, you've got to put some respect to him just because of how well he's done for us, and also how well he's done for the Toronto Raptors. I mean, he won a championship with us in 2014, winning a what's it called? Finals
Finals in.
MVP. So I went out my brain. But I mean, even then he was a 6 man. Burst onto the scene, became our number 1 option as soon as sort of Tim Duncan stepped down, and just really consistent. I mean, if he didn't get injured in 2018, we could have even gone to the ship, to be honest. So again, he's unbelievable. I think he's great, but again, I don't think anyone touches these first 2.
Mm-hmm. The Raptors. You didn't even bring up the Raptors. You know.
I did. No, I did. I said I had to put respect on his name for what he done with the
Oh.
Raptors. That's all I
Oh.
said.
Okay. Oh. Okay. 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 Cool.
I can't
You know.
disrespect him for that. I'm not going to be like salty.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 I think we all know about Kawhi Leonard. The fun guy, as some
Pretty
people
fun
may
guy.
call him. Pretty fun guy. Number 2, Kevin Durant.
Durant.
Our second best player of this decade. No
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
No question. like not small forward. He's just unlucky the other guy in this plays the same position as him. This man, rookie of the year in 2008, but we don't count all that stuff. So we go from 2010 onwards. Led the league in score in 2010 with 30, 2011 with 27, 2012 with 28, 2014 with 32, and he's just he won the MVP in the 2013-14 season. 32 points, 5 assists, seven rebounds. Just the greatest scorer of all time.
Yeah.
The greatest. I don't care with you old head saying Jordan, with you old head saying Kobe. This man is pulling up at 7 foot with his weird shooting form over every single person and just getting bucket after bucket after bucket. OKC fans, I was gonna get the little Russ jersey. I know you guys probably hate him over there. You guys call him the cupcake, the cupcake. He left you. He left you guys in 2015-16 after you losing to the Warriors, after being 3-1 up, and a lot of people in this position would have gone to the Warriors. Let's keep it a buck. You can say loyalty. I would have stayed loyal because I believe with Russell Westbrook he could have won. I do believe,
Yeah,
and that one ring with Russell Westbrook that he probably could have got would be more valuable than the two he got of Golden State. But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. He still got his rings and did what he had to do. Join the 73-9 best team, one of the best teams of all time, to get his little rings. It's just a little bit shady, but 2-time Finals MVP. And you know what? I'll let you take off with the LeBron. I'll let you talk about that guy because
Yes,
arguably the greatest player of all time.
I mean, there's a reason why everyone if you don't even follow basketball, this guy is, and that's because he's done everything you possibly could in basketball. He's carried his boyhood team, his hometown team, the championship. Which I mean, okay, I wouldn't say carried, but he led his team to a ring, which is honestly, I mean, as a kid, you probably dream of that, and I think he's obviously done it with the Heat, done it with the Lakers now. So wait, just for a correction, we count in 2020 as the 2010s.
Yeah,
Okay.
2020.
So yeah, no, he did win 4 championships in the 2010s, which is pretty impressive. Correct for that's probably the most of any player, right? Yeah. So that speaks for himself. I think he's been robbed from so many MVPs. I think it's the fact that with an MVP, you kind of need a story to go with it. I mean,
has he been robbed? Has he been
no,
robbed?
No, because he put the numbers he puts up. The teams he leads to high seeds, because they kind of expect it of him. They just think, it's LeBron. He's not having as good of a season as someone like Giannis or them sort of people.
I want to debate this, though. I kind of want to debate this. Like, I don't feel like he has been robbed of as many as people think. Right, we'll take it this way. Apart from the Derrick Rose one, but I don't even think I don't feel like he even deserved that Derrick Rose one. I tell you why. Derrick Rose was the number 1 seed on that Chicago Bulls team. He was the 2nd seed with that Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James team. The 2nd seed. Him. That's 3rd year Derrick Rose. That's 3rd year Derrick Rose carrying his team to the 1st seed. This is a regular season award. I genuinely believe there's a case that Derrick Rose does deserve that. Let me go to he won the next 2 after that. 2013-14, he doesn't deserve it over Kevin Durant. Let's be for real. I know they were the 2nd seed, but LeBron's always been in the East, and the East is always weaker. The East is always weaker. What's the next one after that? He didn't deserve any of Curry's. Let's move on. 2017, Russell Westbrook. That probably could. It's not. He wasn't even in the top 2 for that Russell Westbrook one. It's him. It's Russell Westbrook or it's Harden. That's the only 2. Because LeBron was first in his conference, but he didn't even put up the numbers that James Harden put up. And James Harden was the 1st seed. James Harden averaged 32 and 9. Like, I don't feel like he deserves that one again. And Chris Paul was injured for a little bit at that season as well. and he still got the Rockets where they need to be. 2018-19, again, he does not deserve that over
He was injured, though. He
James
was
Hart.
injured, so I'd say.
Yeah,
But still.
exactly. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
look,
fair.
he wasn't in there, to be fair, but still.
Exactly. And then these two Giannis ones, they're
They,
like they're debatable. Those the only two I would debate. The Giannis first one, that's Giannis's. Giannis second one, I do believe it's Giannis's again, but I can see making a case for LeBron. But if we're being for real, Giannis's team was 5 games ahead of the Lakers, and the Lakers had a better team. Giannis had a worse team. Giannis like if you take Giannis off the Bucks, they're like the 12th seed. Take Giannis, I'll take LeBron off the Lakers. I still see the Lakers making the playoffs with AD. Yeah, I know that's like AD back at New Orleans. If you just take LeBron off of it, but I still feel like AD can take them to the playoffs. I don't know, but I just feel like LeBron doesn't really, really, really deserve another MVP. If we look at it,
okay. Okay. I
you
mean,
can
okay.
debate it though.
I would say you bring up good points. And I think some years players do deserve it over him. But it's the fact they disregard him because he's just considered like, for example, this year, he's putting up pretty much the same stats as last year. So they think, oh, he's not got the story. The Lakers, they're not the first seed, all this stuff. And like, someone like Embiid who's never put up these numbers before. I know he is putting up better numbers, but he's in there because they're 1 seed. He's improved so much, all that stuff. But it's like LeBron just get disregarded because it just seems like he's just playing normal. Like with Giannis coming in, they're going to give it to him because, he was playing like a superstar for the first time, really, or the second time because he was an all-star a couple of years before that. But the Derrick Rose thing as well. I think LeBron was, if you don't look at stats, well, I don't actually see him play back then, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But
Look at the table.
LeBron did put up the better numbers, and I think if the roles were reversed, I still think they probably want to give it to Derrick Rose because of the story, because they care about stories so much, and because like it's voter fatigue. Let's be honest. That's why I'd say, because I feel like people disregard and disrespect LeBron because he's that, like, people just want to vote for the new Chicago kids, youngest ever MVP could have been then. They made it happen. Giannis coming onto the scene. Embiid this year coming onto the scene. So yeah, I think they just needed to put respect on his name because it seemed like they did disregard him because it just seemed like it was a normal for him every year.
I see 2011 and that Russell Westbrook one. Those are two I could have said he could have won.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't even feel like he was second with that Russell Westbrook one. But we don't really need to talk about it. We're just talking about the little top 10 list. That we got a little bit sidetracked there, but it's fine. I enjoyed that little conversation. So
yeah.
a little bit. So it's calm.